if you choose. Keep my movement on the move. Let's go. Here we go. I take the good with the bad. I swear there's no looking back. Just focus on where I'm at. They tried to count me out. Only God knows when I'm done. I'm shining just like the sun. Until then I'm having fun. You feel me? This one goes out to those feeling hopeless. It's a struggle, that's the reason why I wrote this. But take your iPhone out and note this. And type out, turn pain into focus. And keep it moving, stay focused on your routine. Your past failed, let's get you on the new things. That past stuff don't define you. I had to drop this track to remind you. Yo, I did my best after dealing with stress. Keep fighting under pressure, it's all a test. They thought that I was done, yeah, I hear they upset. Assumed that I was finished and they probably had bets. But I just kept on working on my bars, yo. I went from mixtape straight into song mode. Now my CD's got a barcode. All my tracks on iTunes you can download. But yo, this for y'all who persevered, who did it all alone with no person there. Don't even be mad, don't curse or swear, cause the good thing about it is you're prepared. I learned the lesson through the depression. I had to cross people out, yeah, I made corrections. Y'all could count me out, cause I count on me. I'm in a brand new place where I'm proud to be. Let's go. Here we go, I'm glad I'm doing it all. I'm glad I'm putting it down. I got this thing off the ground. It wasn't easy, yo, when they expect you to lose. And it's your choice if you choose. Keep my movement on the move. Let's go. Here we go. I take the good with the bad. I swear there's no looking back. Just focus on where I'm at. They tried to count me out. Only God knows when I'm done. Yo. I'm shining just like the sun. Yo. Until then I'm having fun. You feel me? It's a real cold world that we living in. But stay strong, don't let them see you giving in. Cause people laugh at the hell that you living in. And make jokes when your options is limited. And be the ones telling you what's up. Only come around when they use you up. And that's the reason you ain't really got nothing. That's not your real friends and I'm not fronting. The difference between me and the competition, they rely on crews and I'm self-sufficient. Yeah, I cut people off when I had suspicion. I just felt bad vibes in my intuitions. But I'm up, I don't care if you down. I swam through deep water when you prayed I drowned. Took flights out of town, never stayed around. And thank God when the plane lands safe on ground. But this for my people living with restrictions. Going hard trying to kick addictions. You could do it here, my conviction. This is true story, we don't deal with fiction. Let the song lift you up, take this as a keepsake. You deserve it all, don't deal with cheapskates. LeBron on the track, yo, it's more than just he say. My first week I need it like it's Jordan release date. Here we go, I'm glad I'm doing it all. I'm glad I'm putting it down. I got this thing off the ground. It wasn't easy, yo, when they expect you to lose. And it's your choice if you choose. Keep my movement on the move. Let's go. Here we go. I take the good with the bad. I swear there's no looking back. Just focus on where I'm at. They tried to count me out. Only God knows when I'm done. I'm shining just like the sun. Until then I'm having fun. You feel me? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, yo. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, yo. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, yo. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Never give up. Keep going. Never give up. Keep going. I already know, man, it's your boy LaRon, female rapper Lee. I'm back with another video. Please make sure that you come in and you thumbs up this video. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you have my videos in your possession each and every time I go live. Now, y'all know that I like to talk about female rap, but I also like to speak about different topics that, you know, draw interest to me. So this is one that definitely I wanted to come speak about. Tyre Nichols. I have been looking over this this whole situation involving the police officers in Memphis and Tyre. So I also just dropped a link in the chat. So if anybody want to come up and chit chat, because I definitely want to know your opinions, because y'all already know how I give it up. I don't try to force myself to have like an unpopular opinion, but I look at I look at things and I try to see what is going on and, like, you know, try to understand like what happened, right? So I can't wait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read this article first, because there's a timeline of the events leading, you know, during the investigation, and that'll just kind of like bring some people up to speed if they don't know anything about this case as well. So let me share my screen real quick. Please come in, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Check out the other videos that I posted. I posted like 2 videos today. I did one early, and then I posted another one. But I want to get into this article right here where it shows the timeline of events with Tyre Nichols. With give me one second. Why is this? Oh, okay. I'm bugging. I'm like, why did it look like that? I just didn't have it on full. So with Tyre Nichols, let me get that off because it's blocking me. So, all right. So Tyre Nichols, he was a FedEx driver. and he got pulled over by the police. Give me 1 second. See, this YouTube screen is confusing me. Let me get this off the screen. All right. So Tyre Nichols, he's a FedEx driver. He was driving. When was it? January 7th, and he was. Let me just get into the article because I don't know everything verbatim. So, a timeline of investigations into the Tyre Nichols' death after a traffic stop and arrest by Memphis police. So that's Tyre. Let me just click on this video. Let's see what they.
This week, I'm talking to Samantha Power.
All right, hold on a second. I don't know why they want to pursue it. Hold on. All right, so let me just get that together.
Big supporter.
Right. Come on. You know, they got to get their coin. Hopefully.
A call for justice in Memphis, Tennessee over the death of Tyre Nichols. Tensions running high at a city council meeting, demanding the immediate release of the police body camera footage from Nichols' arrest and for the officers to be charged with murder. Nichols was beaten by officers for 3 minutes on January 7th after they stopped him for reckless driving. Our Shimon Prokupez live in Memphis this morning with more. Shimon, good morning. Preliminary results of an autopsy were released. What are we learning now?
Right. That autopsy, Don, was done by the request of the family. The family did their own independent autopsy. And what they found, according to their attorney, Ben Crump, was that Tyre Nichols died from severe bleeding as a result of a beating. Now, Don, I want to take you out here to the scene. This is where it all started. This is the intersection that police say that Tyre Nichols was first stopped by police, and then he ran. There was a pursuit along this road here.
I want to ask y'all a question. I want to ask y'all a question because I don't want to wait. I want to keep it real with you. And I want to say this from the tippy top of it. Rest in peace to Tyre Nichols. Condolences to his family and everything. But I want to ask you a question, right? We be so quick to get into a rage, into like, listen, I don't want to get too scattered. But all I'm going to tell you is I'm going to tell you this, and then I'm going to just play the video. And you can think what you want to think. But having a grandfather who lived through the civil war, all of that, right? My grandfather taught me to move a certain type of way around police. He told me how to handle myself. I'm telling you, this right here, y'all don't want to hear this, and I might lose some subscribers, and it's still condolences. And still it's been police, brutality against Black people for years. Doesn't make it right? But the one thing I was taught from a Black man who went through that era and dealing with the police, they've been doing this shit for years, Black or white, and I really feel like that they narrowing down on this because they are Black. And they wanted to make it seem like, oh, there is, they're charged and they're indicted already, right? Let me ask you this, just before I click play on this video again, how many of us have passed and perished at the hands of the police, and we seen just different details come out about things that happen, about, with white officers? Let me tell you something, right? It's unfortunate that this happened to him, but if he would have got out and ran on some white officers, what do you think would have happened? What do you think would have happened? My opinion is not to please anybody else. And at the end of the day, I'm Black. I'm compassionate. I understand this man deserves to be here right now. But you have to look at the contributing factors. I want everybody, before you get into a rage, it's just like, listen, let me just play it. Let me play it. Hold on.
Just about under a mile near where his mother.
And that's just the first part. I ain't even go in because we ain't watched the footage yet. When we watch the footage, this is not the place to blame on anybody, but you got to understand how things like, listen, these people like police, they be ready to go. They ready to go. And then we talking about Memphis, right? What's the tone in Memphis right now? Man, let's go.
Lives, and that is where ultimately he would die, where investigators say police wind up catching up to him, and then something happened. And according to the family,
catching up to him. So if I just want to plant that in your mind, if they caught up to him, what was he doing? What was he doing? I want to know more about, because I feel like if you talk about this, you got to talk about it in its entirety, right?
What was he doing? Why did he run? Did Tyre suffer from any type of mental or like behavioral type of issues or anything? Let me tell you something. I'm going to be real with you. I got gangsters, brothers in my family. My brothers done been caught up and been in prison, and they ain't never run from no police, though. My grandfather taught us at a young age, you don't ever do that. My grandfather told us when the police come around, he told me this even a few years before he passed away. He said, don't say nothing. He said, them people pull you over, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. So you damn sure don't want to run. I don't know how to be. I have to be frank about this. I can't hide it.
Which has viewed body camera footage. They say that he was beaten in that location, ultimately was taken to the hospital where he died. Now, Don, most of what we know about what happened here is not coming from the police. They have refused to release any information, basic questions to the police about were these officers
and this story sounds, so you know what? I wasn't even gonna, nope, I'm not even doing that. Nope, I don't know. And the story sounds so good because it's good to sensationalize over Black police, right? Let me ask you this. When anytime you see anything in the news where a person runs from the police, what do you see happens when they do that on some shit like that? And the reason why I think that didn't happen is because they were Black. Maybe they did,
in uniform. What time exactly was Tyre Nichols taken to the hospital? All those questions have remained unanswered by the police. As we know, 5 officers were fired. 2 EMTs here were placed on leave as a result of this incident. And now we wait for the district attorney to make his decision on whether or not he's going to pursue charges. And of course, ultimately that video, the body camera footage and other footage that police have done.
Can we talk, Shimon, about that emotional, right, fiery community meeting that happened last night? What are residents saying about the body cam not being released? They want it done out there.
Absolutely, they want it out. They want more information because the police have been refusing to give any information. So they want the body camera footage released. They want other information released. Take a listen at some of the community members who spoke at a city council meeting.
As you know, there was a murder that took place here on January the 7th, I believe. Mr. Tyre Nichols, he was murdered at the hands of the Memphis police. I am very upset with everybody on this city council because you are our representatives, you are our checks and balances, and not one of you have come out publicly and demanded that tape that we paid $3 million, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Wade, when we paid for the body cams.
Wait till you see this body cam footage, baby. Wait till you see this body cam footage. I gotta be raw. Y'all know how I give it up in all my other commentary. Wait till you see this body cam footage, and I want to know what you think when I play it immediately. Let's go.
We, the taxpayers, paid for it. This is about transparency, and damn it, we gonna have it, or we need a refund on our tax dollars that we paid. The public wants to see what happened. We want to know, are we really employing people that think it's okay to beat the shit out of folks? What we heard before, we pay for these cameras. We want to see what is going on. Do I want to see the video? I don't know. I'm a mama too.
I did.
So many of us are. We're brothers and sisters and children, sons and daughters. But what we do want to see is justice for Tyre and everyone else like him walking these streets.
Thank God for the era of you got to teach your family. I don't know. That was his stepfather. I seen something earlier with his stepfather. We're going to go to the shade room and look at that too. But teach your kids early about how to interact and I thank God that he did that. Because when we play this footage and shit like that, his death is senseless. Yes. I ain't up here. I'm not glorifying anybody's death or saying anybody deserved anything. But when shit happens, you know what's going to happen, right? Listen, let me just read this article, then we're going to move on. So, all right. So nearly 3 weeks after a traffic stop in Memphis, Tennessee resulted in a violent arrest and subsequent death of a driver, police are expected to release footage of an incident to the public. Tyre Nichols, 29-year-old Black man, was hospitalized after the arrest on January 7th and died 3 days later from his injuries sustained, according to the police. 5 officers from the Memphis Police Department, who are also Black, were fired and faced criminal charges. The family of the Nichols and attorneys have met with police and the city officials to view the traffic stops video recordings, which have been described as vicious, prolonged beating, and lasted for minutes after the officers chased down a fleeing Nichols. And when we get to that footage, baby, you're going to see exactly what happened. You're going to see what happened. You'll see. I'm not justifying nothing. I'm being open. I'm looking at all data. These is police officers. If these were white police officers, and you know what's so fucked up? Memphis is probably so bad that they sticking all the black officers in that area. Let's go. Memphis Police Chief Carolyn C.J. Davis decried the officers' conduct, adding additional officers continue to be investigated. This is not just a professional failing, Davis said. This is a failing of basic humanity towards another individual. This incident was heinous, reckless, and inhumane, and in vain of the transparency when the video is released. See, they saying this even before the videos was released. You got to look at everything with an open mind. It's released in the coming days. You will see it for yourselves. Okay. All right. So after charges were announced Thursday, Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland said that of the accelerated investigation, we have worked to get the resolution to these matters in record time because we take them extremely serious. Here's what we know about the timeline of the incident: investigations from authorities, reaction from the Nichols family. So January 7th, a traffic stop with fatal consequences. On January 7th at approximately 8:30, police pulled over a vehicle for suspected reckless driving, according to the statement from Memphis police. A confrontation occurred between the vehicle's driver. Later identified as Nichols, who then fled on foot. What are you doing? Listen, y'all seen New Jersey Drive before? Y'all seen any type of movie with come on, police brutality? Do y'all know first and foremost that the police was formed to police black people? That's first and foremost, right? What do you see that happens when the police chase somebody? Now, when the shit is on cam, of course, like it's certain. I think now with this whole body cam and shit like that, people may move differently. But and I'm not saying that it's right, but what typically happens if you on a run like that? And then when I play this video and you see like what was happening and still not listening, I can't deny it. I'm not holding it back because this information could save somebody else's life. You could give this information to somebody else. Yo, let me tell you, my grandfather told us at young ages, he said, if the police do whatever, he said, just don't say nothing. Don't you move. Just say, yes, sir. Whatever the case may be, get your ticket and go on. Go on. I don't even like, yo, if you want to be frank, I don't even really come from a place that's more so some Houston shit because it's a huge city. I don't even remember people running from police like that unless they was like on some drug run type shit. And it's just like that. I feel like this is deeper than we really know. It's deeper than what we really know. So anyway, let's keep going. And listen, I'm completely fine. When I did my videos, when I was talking about the Tory Lanez situation, I lost 40 subscribers when I did that. So please leave if you don't want to be here because I don't think the same like everybody else. I don't. So an ambulance was called to the scene of the arrest after Nichols complained of shortness of breath, police said, and he was transported to a nearby hospital in critical condition. So, and what I'm going to say is maybe it was the forced trauma from the police. But guess what? How many times do white people do that when people be doing shit? Do y'all remember that boy that was on Facebook and he did some shit and he hopped out of his car on Facebook Live or whatever and they shot his ass up? Come on. Why do we act like we don't see 2 and 2 make 4? Come on. I'm going. So on January 10th, 3 days after the stop, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation announced that Nichols had passed due to injuries sustained in the use of force incident with the officers, according to the statement. Can I ask you this? If they would have just did what the white officers did, what would happen now? If they would have just did that based off of him running or whatever, they probably still would have been, come up on some charges or whatever. But I just feel like the flip part of this is I feel like the white media is really running this into the ground. They really running it. Let's continue. January 15th, police provide update on investigation. Following the traffic stop, the officers involved were relieved of duty, a standard departmental procedure, while an investigation into their use of force began. Memphis police said the TBI and the Shelby County District Attorney's Office were also enlisted to investigate. So preliminary findings indicated that the serious nature of the officer's conduct during the stop. Preliminary findings indicated that the serious nature of the officer's conduct during the stop, police said. So after reviewing various sources of information involving the incident, I have found that it is necessary to take an immediate and appropriate action, Chief Davis said in the statement released on January 15. I'm sure he wanted to do that against them black men. Listen, let's keep going. Today, in the department is serving a notice that the officers involved in the pending administrative actions. The department needed to follow a required procedural process before disciplining or terminating the government's civil servant employees, the statement added. In the days after Nichols' death, his family attorney, Ben Crump, repeatedly voiced their desire for the release of the body camera and surveillance footage to the traffic stop. So, hold on. Give me a second. All right. So this kind of in custody death destroys communities' trust, and if agencies are not swiftly transparent, Crump said in a statement. January 18th, federal investigation declared. On January 18th, the Department of Justice said a civil rights investigation has been opened into the death of Nichols. Last week, Tyre Nichols tragically died a few days after he was involved in an incident where the Memphis Police Department officers used force during his arrest. And that you will see when I play that footage later, and you'll see exactly what happened. The boy was not listening at all. This is why I said, was he suffering from something? Was he on the run from something? Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have, this is first and foremost, I want to say this again. Condolences. Rest in peace to Tyre Nichols. Condolences to his family. But we have been conversation, and I just like, listen, if you don't align with the way that I think, then you can unsubscribe and block me. But I don't want people going out here and just thinking that something happened, and like every cause has a reaction. Everything. I'm happy that black man told me that, and I'm telling you that still doesn't obscure me from possible police brutality in the future. But let me tell you something. I was born in 83. I'm gonna be 40 this year. I ain't never have no incident with the police at all. I've been pulled over several times, had weed on me several times, smelled it, and lied to them several times in the car. I ain't never been through nothing like that before at all. And when we see this footage, you'll see. And then come on. All right. So acknowledging the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation ongoing efforts, the U.S. Attorney's Office, in coordination with the FBI Memphis Field Office and Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice, has opened a civil rights investigation. Yeah, do it big on the black officers. Do it big on them. Yep. They're gonna make an example out of these ones, but imagine how many of the other ones walk free. Let's go. So January 20th, officers named and fired. Oh, they ain't never moved that. Have they ever moved that fast on white people, on white officers before? So the Memphis Police Department has terminated 5 police officers in connection. They ain't even wait for no investigation or nothing. See, you know what? But Memphis, like, let's get it. Because I don't know who's from Memphis or whatever, but from the people who I know who are from that area, they say it is very crime ridden. I know a lot of places is like that too, but I just find it strange that they doing that these police officers got terminated already. Like, huh? Y'all ain't even what? Man, yeah, I dropped the link. The link is in the comments, so hit that if you want to come up and you want to talk and share your opinion. I'm about to finish this article and then we about to go into the videos. So officers Tadrius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin III, and Desmond Mills Jr. and Justin Smith were terminated for failing in their excessive use of force duty. I gotta see, you know what? I ain't gonna do it live on this live, but I want to investigate some other cases where black men have died at the hands of white police officers, and I want to see how quick they were terminated. I want to see that because I feel like they're trying to make an example out of these black officers. That's exactly what they're trying to do. All right, so the egregious nature of the incident is not a reflection of good work to our officers perform with integrity every day, Davis said. So a statement from the Memphis Police Association and the union representing the officers declined to comment on the terminations beyond saying that the city of Memphis and Nichols' family deserve to know the complete account of events leading up to the death and what may have contributed to it. Nichols' family attorneys Crump and Antonio Romanucci called the firing of the 5 officers the first step towards achieving justice for the Tyre and his family. Of course, they're going to say that. Of course. So 2 Memphis Fire Department employees who were a part of the Nichols initial patient care were relieved of duty while an internal investigation is being conducted. Department Public Information Officer Quanisha Ward told CNN's Nadia Romero. January 23rd, Family News Police video. So after meeting with the officials to watch the unreleased police video of the arrest, Nichols' family and their attorneys described their horror at the way that they saw it. He was defenseless the entire time. He was a human pinata for those police officers. It was unadulterated, unabashed, nonstop beating of this boy for 3 minutes. That is what we saw in the video, Romanucci said. Not only was it violent, it was savage. All right. What I saw in the video today was horrific, Rodney Wells Nichols' stepfather said Monday. No father, mother should have to witness what I saw. So Crump described the video as appalling, deplorable, heinous. He said Rowan Wells Nichols' mother was unable to get through the viewing the first minute of the footage after hearing Nichols ask, "What did I do?" Even though they reported that he was driving erratic and he got out of his car. Do you understand? Follow me on this story. They caught up to him. When you hear this footage, you're going to hear the police officers huffing and puffing. What happens when them white officers be chasing people down like that? They will shoot. They will shoot. But what it is that just because we black, we supposed to look at it like, yes, it's fucked up. If that was, listen, first and foremost, you can't even get nothing past me. I'm a brother of many men in my family. It's not that I don't get it, but I can't get up here and talk this stupid shit like everybody else is. It's unfortunate, yes, but it's some contributing factors. Did they use excessive force? Yes. I don't think that they probably meant to do what they did, but I don't think that, listen, hopefully, I don't want to speak on nobody getting no time, but when we roll these tapes, you'll see that he wasn't really cooperating. And not only they had to chase him down, so it's already the rush from chasing him. What is he hiding? Why are they chasing him? Let's continue. I just feel like this is, according to the preliminary results of the autopsy commissioned by the attorneys for his family, Nichols suffered extensive bleeding caused by severe beating. CNN has requested a copy of the autopsy, which Crump said will be available when the full report is ready. Shelby County Attorney, District Attorney Steve Mulroy told CNN on Tuesday that his office was ensuring that all necessary interviews and those involved have been conducted before the footage release. So a lot of people questions about what exactly happened will, of course, be answered once we see the video, Mulroy said, noting that he believes the city will release enough footage to show the entirety of the incident from the very beginning to the end. So that's his stepfather. That's his mom. Let's see. Whew. What's this?
A statement making clear there will be.
Come on, the bullshit.
The Memphis police chief speaks out in a recorded statement making clear there will be absolute accountability for those responsible for the death of 29-year-old Tyre Nichols.
This is not just a professional failing. This is a failing of basic humanity toward another individual. This incident was heinous, reckless, and inhumane.
Nichols died earlier this month after a violent arrest by 5 officers, 5 Memphis police officers, and 2 members of the Memphis Fire Department have been terminated. Nichols' family is calling for charges to be filed as the community anxiously awaits the police camera footage to be released.
The family wants nothing but the absolute most charge that they can bring, and what they want are murder charges.
Attorneys for the family have already viewed the footage, and an independent autopsy paid for by the family reveals Nichols died from, quote, extensive bleeding caused by a severe beating.
I hate the fact that us as Black people, we're out here killing each other.
That's right.
For what? I don't know why. What happened to the humanity and kindness?
That's right.
Nichols was a driver for FedEx. He'll be remembered as a loving father and son, the baby of the family, with a tattoo of his mother's name on his arm.
Nobody's perfect, okay? Nobody. But he was damn near. My son was a beautiful soul.
He liked to go to Starbucks most mornings, where he befriended an unlikely group of people. One of those friends tells CNN Nichols was a free-spirited person, a gentleman who marched to the beat of his own drum. He enjoyed skateboarding and taking pictures of sunsets. A friend who knew Nichols in Sacramento said this of him: he was his own person and didn't care. He didn't fit into what a traditional black man was supposed to be in California.
You understand what they're saying? Like, keep going.
He had such a free spirit, and skating gave him his wings.
For this to happen to him in this way, the pain is just
He looked just like his mom. He looked just like his mom. All right. So January 26th, the officers were charged. A grand jury indicted 5 officers fired by the Memphis police on several charges, according to the county's district attorney. So Martin III, Smith, Bean, Haley, and Mills Jr. were all charged with second-degree murder, aggravated assault, 2 charges of aggravated kidnapping. I want to know what caused the aggravated kidnapping charge. Why did they say kidnapping? That's the one charge that got me. 2 charges of official misconduct and 1 charge of official oppression, according to both Shelby County Criminal Court and Shelby County Jail records. So while each of 5 of the individuals played a different role in the incident in question, the actions of all resulted in the death of Tyre, and they were all responsible. They hanging these black men. They gonna do it. Morroy said that during the news conference. So all 5 former officers reported to the Shelby County Jail Thursday, with 4 bonding out by early Friday morning, jail records showed. January 27th, video release. The city of Memphis released a body camera and surveillance video showing the traffic stop and the violent police confrontation that led up to the death of Tyre Nichols. The video contains a little over an hour of footage of Tyre Nichols' deadly encounter with police and includes 3 body camera videos and video showing the overhead view. Who's this?
What's it like to hear from the people?
All right, let's let that play. Hold on a second. Hopefully this ain't that the whole. I mean, it could be, but I want to go to the blogs. So, but if they got it here, then I'm just going to play it. I'm pretty sure this is just some chit-chat.
And I always appreciate seeing you, even though it's in these horrible circumstances. Can we just talk about this video? You called it deplorable, appalling, and heinous. Can you describe?
Oh, we already seen that. So that's that. Let me stop sharing it. Deadly serious. Unfortunately, the fucking body cam footage is disgusting. Yeah, the body cam footage is disgusting. Can I ask you something, Crafty Queen? Though, listen, I'm not here for anybody to like me. What did you take away from the body cam footage that you seen? Did you see anything, like any resisting? Like, why was they chasing him anyway? Why ain't we like, yo, real talk? I think this could have been any of us in this situation if we would have did that. What have you been taught about what happens when the police pull you over? Yo, I remember it was so crazy. I had figured when I was younger that all of us got this message. I remember I started working with this girl when I was in I was probably like young 20s, right? I started working with this girl and she told me, she said, yo, when the police pull me over, by the time they come to my window, I got my license registration. She said, I don't even talk to them. I don't, because up north where we from, they gonna stick it to you anyway. There is no just pulling you over. Maybe once in the blue, you might get some shit off and whatever. She's like, I don't even talk to the police. I give them my license and registration. Boom. I learned that shit don't work all the time, because sometimes you can get off just based on showing some sympathy or something. Because the police, I'm telling you, they will let you off sometimes. It depends. But man, I got that message in early on that when you get pulled over from the police, you don't do nothing, especially you don't run. If you run, what are you asking for? And I feel like people are overlooking that. We're gonna pull this footage up though, and in no way, shape, or form, because you know how people be like, that's disgusting. You're saying that. No, I'm not saying that he deserved to pass, but I'm saying that his actions contributed to his demise. They definitely did. And these black men, they're gonna be charged. And hopefully, and I know that y'all gonna get mad at me for saying this, but just like them white fucking police officers be getting those GoFundMe and shit like that, I feel like maybe, yeah, they did do excessive force. They should be charged on that, but I don't think they should be charged for murder. I don't, because I feel like they played their role in this. Everybody played their role in it. When I first clicked on this footage of the police cam, it was like they had been chasing him for so long. So let me just say this to you before I pull this up. Typically, if you know the nature of a police officer, they're used to dealing with violence and people like that all the time. If they got to chase somebody down, for number one, you know they're infuriated already. You know that they're mad already just off of that. And I wonder if the Memphis police fired them so they wouldn't be sued, but they probably still can be sued though. Let's bring this up. I think, no, I understand what you're saying though. I think you guys keep forgetting that police officers have tasers. Why not just tame and cuff them? That's true. That's true as well. So what I really wanted to know, Kay, is does he suffer from anything? Like, is he suffering from? And it doesn't really matter. That's none of anyone's business. But I mean, I'm trying to look at like the things that, you know, the people were saying. Like I was saying that before. I was like, was he dealing with any like mental ailments or any behavioral issues or whatever? Because even when I watched this footage, if you done ran from the police and they didn't shoot you yet, and they telling you to roll over on your stomach, just do it. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, I'm happy. I'm happy that I was given the word to just how to act around the police. It's important. It's important. These people will take you out. They've been taking black lives. The white police officers been taking black lives since before I was born. So this is why I got that. When I started about to start driving, my grandfather told me, you don't speak, you don't, and you go in court, you handle yourself a certain way. You got to have those jewels. The thing is, a lot of us is from the hood, and we can't see outside of just any type of police brutality against us. Just like that boy, I'm telling you, the tone changed when that kid did that shit on Facebook, and he was inside of that car, and it came out that he was a veteran or whatever. He was suffering for some different issues, but what he did was he was in the car, he got pulled over, and what did he do? He hopped out the car. Boom, boom, and that was wrong. What happened to the police from that situation? Nah, I don't get along. I don't go along with everything that I hear, but we definitely let's play this right now. Hold on. All right. So breaking, the city of Memphis releases graphic footage of former officers beating Tyre Nichols. All right. Hold on. I want to pause it. Again, I don't condone any I don't condone anybody, being beat or anything. It's excessive force, none of that shit. And like you said, they have, and they got mace and all of that. I think that they were spraying that too, right? But what I'm trying to say is, I think the bigger message is what I'm trying to say is if you even get into a situation like this with the police, you put yourself at risk of dying. Have we not seen how many black men have died at the hands of the police, at white police officers? Come on, let's play this.
All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down. Yes, sir. Lay down. Please change on the ground. I think change you. You don't get on the ground. Lay down. One. Down.
Why wasn't he listening to them? Why wasn't he listening to them? He was not listening to them. He don't deserve his ass beat. Understand my commentary. He don't. None of us do. So I'm going to ask you this. Being that they're police officers, they're trained a certain way for violence, for confrontation and shit like that. Was they supposed to just wait around for 20 minutes and say, get down, get down? They're going to use force. I hope, listen, yeah, this is unpopular. This is why I said this in my title. I hope that they get some sort of representation. Maybe they will get charged for a force or something like that. I don't know, because then the force is going to tie into the murder. I don't know, but I feel like he was not listening. This is what happens when you resist arrest. You put yourself at risk. You put yourself at risk. And I feel like they're going to nail these black police officers to the motherfucking cross because just based off of what it is. They're going to nail these niggas to the cross just because they like, oh yeah, your own community. Yeah, we're going to get these black cops right out of here. Listen, we don't all think this. We don't all think the same. We don't.
All right, okay. Okay, you don't do that, okay? Get on the ground. Get on the ground. All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down. Lay down. Chest up. Lay down. Please change on the ground. I think you change you. You don't get on the ground.
Why was he not listening? I want to read some of the comments before I click on and continue because this shit is high. Even in the military, I was Iraq, Afghanistan, we would not fire a weapon at all. We literally had to use escalation of force. And K, maybe their force was a bit too much. I don't think that they probably thought that they was going to kill him. I don't. I'm sorry. And I'm not going to stand around and praise this shit just because it's police against. No, I'm not going to do that because we see the raw data. Imagine this was a traffic stop due to erratic driving, right? I want you to say this now. Listen, I remember this is so crazy. I was driving around my little city when I first got my car, and it was so funny that my friend was at the convenience store. She said, "Yo, you better be careful. The police was up here at Stewart's, which was our convenience store." She said, "I heard them over the thing saying that there was a Acura driving erratically through the streets." I was like, "Oh shit!" So I parked for a little bit. Hell yeah! But let me ask you something. I was just doing that because I had a new car. Even if them niggas would have pulled me over, I wouldn't have jumped out and led them niggas on a run and all of that. Look at the contributing factors before. Listen, it's too much shit happening in our community and every life is valuable. But I told y'all, we have to learn how to, like, his life is like, Tyre's life is valuable, right? But when you start to assess a situation, this came from a traffic stop. Why isn't he just sitting in his car and just, that's it? I was taught to pull over, give your license and registration, get your ticket and go. Or they arrest you because you don't have no damn insurance, or they arrest you because you got warrants. That's just the reality sometimes. But you got out the vehicle and you ran. You got out the vehicle and you ran. This is what I'm saying. Is there some sort of behavioral or mental health issue going on? That's number one. Then number two, right here in the video, you see that he's resisting arrest. You guys are missing that Memphis having an issue with fake cops. They playing a race game. Hell yeah, they playing a race game, in my opinion. Let's continue this because I don't want to just talk over it.
One. Now. All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think he does. Like, the more and more you watch it, I think he does something. And that's the sad thing about it.
Okay, you don't do that, okay? Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
True question, and I promise I'm gonna let it play. We've been letting this play straight through for about over 30 seconds right now. How many times did they have to ask him to get on the ground? How many times? I want to ask you, how many times, if they pulled you over, license and registration, how many fucking times do they gotta ask you for the license and the registration? Huh? What? You gonna do all of that and make them drag you outside of that car? Or you just gonna say you ain't got it and you gonna get a ticket? Because listen, I remember one time I was being a dick to the police, right? But I was just like, I left it at home because to be honest, I wanted to see what they was gonna do, and I did get a ticket for it, but I ended up beating it because when you don't have tickets like that in New York, they throw certain cases out. You go and stand before the judge, and they'll be like, "Yep, we're gonna give you a parking on the pavement. It'll be like a $60 fine." But you know, them fines don't went up now. But nah, I don't play no games with no police. Like I don't want. And I feel like the unfortunate thing that we overlooking, because listen, we only know what they telling us online. You don't know Tyre, you don't know his family, but I'm telling you, something was going on with that boy in his mind. Something happened. If I see the police lights behind me, I'll be like, yo, let's pull over and see what it's about. Let's see what it's about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think something is wrong with him. Even on the pics, he look a little something is wrong with him. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But what I want to say is, and listen, just with the nature, let's look at the precedence of police. And I'm not saying that this is right. I'm not glorifying police brutality. No, let me tell you something. When I got offered to do jury duty, I didn't do that shit because, yo, it was so crazy. I don't do that jury duty shit because I know that more of us need to do it. But just based on where I'm from, I don't want to be doing that shit. And then you put me on a case and then I still got to live my regular life. Nope. I don't do jury duty at all. Hell no. I don't want to be mixed up in none of that shit. So, let's see. Wonder what the toxicology report will say. Most black men in the hood slow for real. Black women know what I mean. See? But let me tell you this though, Brax. Yeah, a lot of niggas in the hood, they don't know better, but a lot of us just will pull over no matter what. Let them niggas run and get them warrants. If they're gonna arrest you, they're gonna arrest you. But you know that in your mind that if you get out that car and you try to run, you know what the possibility of what could happen. You know what the precedence has been set from the past. How many times have we seen people take off running? Now, let me tell you something. I don't think they shot him because he was black. If that was white police officers, unfortunately, we don't know what would have happened. He got out that car. He was driving erratic. They pulled that car over. Come on, let's play it.
All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down. Lay down. Please take on the ground. I think tase you. You don't get on the ground. Lay down. One. Now. I tase you. All right. Okay.
Oh my God. And that's the sad part about it. You could see it in his face. That poor boy. Now, that's the part that I do feel bad about, is because I feel like he struggled with something. Like, you know what I'm saying? All of this, let's see, the meaning of humanity is compassionate, sympathetic, and generous behavior. But come on, you don't apply that to no police. You can't apply that to no police officer. Police officers are not taught to be like that, especially in a situation when a human being is getting outside, is exiting a vehicle and running. Come on.
Okay. You don't do that, okay? Get on the ground. Get on the ground. All right, I'm on the ground.
All right, so that's one video. Former MPD officers took turns kicking Tyre's face on the ground and took turns beating him. All right, so it's more footage.
Hey, you guys are really doing a lot right now.
Bro, lay down.
I'm just trying to go home.
Man, if you don't lay down.
I am on the ground. Your stomach.
I got you.
Okay. Back up. I'm not doing it.
Oh, he was run. Oh, that was when he was running. Oh my God. Let's watch that again.
Doing a lot right now.
Bro, lay down.
I'm just trying to go home.
Man, if you don't lay down.
I am on the ground. Your stomach.
I got you.
Okay. Back up. I'm not doing it. Hey, you guys are really doing a lot right now.
So that was him running. Yeah, this is mental illness involved. And yeah, you can unsubscribe from me based on how you feel. If you feel like I'm being insensitive, I'm not. Every action has a reaction. And this is unfortunate that this man, I know that he was struggling with something. Now, the real question is, should the cops, but they're not trained to look at, a person that still has mental health issues, they're still able and have the capability to attack and to, cause harm, through violence, whatever. Right. So what do you expect? Every action has a reaction. I just feel like I have to look at this from a different perspective, because it's easy. It's so easy to go to being like, damn, it is wrong that it's wrong. The whole situation happened, but it's just like, how many times do we see that excessive force used by police officers? Rodney King, like, you know what I'm saying? Different situations. That's not the only one, but I'm talking about on a big level where, a lot of people, we were aware of it on a major scale. So again,
lay down.
I'm just trying to go home.
Man.
So can I ask you this too? So were these police officers, because I feel like, I don't know, they had this man, watch this closely. So it was 3 police officers there. He must have did something to the point where he was able to roll and get up and run. Now, can I tell you this? These officers, honestly, they was really nice to him. They was nice to him. You want to know why? Because when I didn't see that earlier when I scrolled past on my phone before I set this live, because when I looked at that shit and I seen him literally running, if that was white officers, they would have blew that nigga out right there. And they probably wouldn't be fired right now. Memphis is doing the most right now. Memphis is doing the most right now. Hold on. Let me continue to play this. Yeah. This nigga got up and ran. I would say that he was fortunate that they chased him. Like, come on, man.
If you don't lay down, I am on the ground. Put your stomach. I got you. Okay. Back up. I'm not doing it.
That's him running. And they tasing. If that was white police officers, they would have shot him. They're going to make an example out of these black police officers. They're going to make an example out of them. You mark my words. But what I'm going to tell you is that I don't agree, because every action has a reaction. I don't care. That's him running. And they still chased him down. Like, let's get to the other videos.
You guys are really...
All right. Protesters shut down the I-55 bridge. I feel like there's a video that I'm missing. Was it on? Hold on.
Satisfied with the charges. More importantly, we want peace. We do not want any type of uproar. We do not want any type of disturbance. We want peaceful protests. That's what the family wants. That's what the community wants. They're all kind of, I got a text today from one of my supervisors about an alert. Satisfied with the charge.
Let me tell you something. Unfortunately, and I want to tell you this, anybody with visible eyes that can see through this screen right now, you know what happens to us when we even run away from white police officers. They were being fair. They were being fair by tasing him and trying to do, you know, that was a taser, right? They were being fair by doing that, right? Because based on the precedent of what happens when you run away from the police, especially in an encounter like that, what happens, right? So at first when I seen this next video that I'm about to play, I thought that was Tyre breathing, huffing and puffing. So those police officers, they must listen. They need some more training or something, because how did y'all have him right there and he still got away and rolled away? And like, how did that happen? How did that happen? And most of all, I want you to just notice, even me discussing that shows that a person was doing what? You tell me, based on what Tyre was doing, what was he doing? He was resisting arrest. Was he not resisting arrest? Let's keep this shit all the way real. Let's not just talk and just come up and just be sad. He was resisting arrest. George Floyd didn't resist arrest. Oh, man. Hold on a second. Let me see something. Let me see the neighborhood talk. Give me a second, because I think they had a different video on here that I wanted to play. Look, so I guess this was.
29:30, we see it. We're on foot for southbound on.
So if you notice, this was the video after the one we just played when they had to chase him down.
We're 29:30, we see it. We're on foot for southbound on Ross. Ross and Cascade Lane.
You ask yourself this question: why, after a routine traffic stop or whatever, just because he got himself pulled over, he was driving erratic, you know? So based off of that, we didn't even get to the point yet where whatever brutality happened, right? But why are they going through this? I feel like people need mental health evaluations before they drive because this is unfortunate. That boy was struggling with something mentally, and whatever it was in his mind, maybe he's seen, the police and he just panicked or whatever. But you not supposed to conduct yourself like that when police pull you over. This could have just been an easy routine traffic. Maybe he was doing a little bit too much, and he just, they needed to pull him over. They needed to reprimand him and let him know, like, yo, you speeding. You just ran through the light back there, whatever the case it is that he did. Whatever it was that he did. She's still alive with the bullet and cheat. Let's see. Can you also cover the 6-year-old who killed his teacher? I think she was a special ed as well, and he killed her by accident. Damn, I think I heard about that as well. So let's teach people, if you innocent, don't run. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, I don't even know why my grandfather told me that, but it's just because he came through that era. He was like, when the police pull you over, don't say nothing. Give them what they ask you for. Don't say nothing. Don't. I was taught that. And definitely don't get out no damn car and run. Let me tell you something, and this is going to be unfortunate if they don't. If this family really ride on, and especially just off the footage that we seen, if this family really rides and just feels eternally, now I know your baby boy is gone, and that's wrong, and excessive force probably was used. But what is the precedence of what happens when a person resists arrest? I hope these black men do get lawyers, and I hope that they, they face some sort of penalty for what they've done, but I don't think that they need to deserve to be in prison. I don't think they deserve to be in prison. I don't. We literally see them chasing him right now. We didn't even see from the car. So he got out the car. That means he should have never got out the car. And the thing is, look at the facts of the matter. He was driving erratically. That's number one. So they was trying to pull him over. They couldn't get him over. They finally pulled him over. They done had to chase him to the point where they had to take him out the car. I ain't never been taken out my car by police officers. I ain't never been arrested. I ain't never been taken out my car by police officers. Typically, they'll pull you over and be like, you got a light out. You ran a stop sign. You ran the red light. You speeding. Give me my motherfucking ticket and send me on my way. It ain't no reason for us to be having this conversation. Now, listen, I remember one time I ran through the light. Guess what? When I ran through the light, I had just came from picking up an 8th. Whole car smelled like weed. He was slick. He brought me back my ticket. I opened up that window. He said, you got weed in your car? I said, no. He said, are you sure? I said, no. They went through my car, searched it. They found it. And he said, you know what? I'm going to make you stomp it out. He just made me stomp it out, kick it, whatever. He said, no, stomp it out completely. Stomp it out. Like, and that was here in Houston, in a fucking little suburb city. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stomp that shit out. I mean, they could have did anything to me. They didn't do it though, and I played myself by doing that too. I did that shit 2 times. One time I was in New York and they pulled us over, and me and my brother had just got something too. We sitting right on fucking Central Avenue. I'm sitting in front of the store. The police pull up with the flashlight right on it while I'm rolling this shit up and breaking it down. I'm like, fuck. He said, give it to me. We didn't get arrested though. He just took the weed. I said, fuck. And guess what and listen, my commentary. Guess what the police officer asked me? He said, where'd you get this weed from? I said, I got it from this white boy on a bike. I said that shit mad quick. He said, you got it from a white boy on a bike? I said, yeah. Fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck you think I'm talking about? So, smiley face, I disagree. Those officers deserve prison time. How do you punch and kick a civilian while the cops hold them? But Smiley, all I'm going to say to you is this, right? If we look at the precedents of how police officers use force, right? What did this man do in this video that we seen? Can I ask you this question? Would you be on camera doing this based off a routine traffic stop? And honestly, I'm being nice by saying routine traffic stop because they said that he was driving erratically. Let me tell you something. Let me be completely fair with you right now. And I don't want to expose nobody because you don't know who's listening. In Houston, I got pulled over by black police officers before my motherfucking inspection expired. No insurance. Right? I'm going to be honest and be open with you. I got pulled over by a black fucking officer officer, you know what he did? He just was like, he gave me a warning. He said, just put your insurance on or whatever. Insurance in Houston, especially full coverage, that shit is like another fucking car payment. Put the full. He just gave me a little warning. He just wrote that shit up or whatever. Black cops have been very fair to me. They typically nice to me, to be honest with you. When they pulled me over, they nice. Let me know if you ever experienced that. When black cops pull me over, they give me a deal, basically. And you know what? I'm going to be completely fair. Even in Houston, I think that is so diverse here in Houston. Even the white cops, they don't be bad. Like, not to me. I never encountered it because typically if I'm speeding, I was speeding. Give me my ticket and let me go. This could have been a simple, nigga, you was speeding. Now you got to do a court date. Now you got to show up to court. Yep. Okay. Hell yeah. Yep, I thought of that shit. And see, I'm quick with, if I can do commentary, if I could just talk and keep talking and talking, it's like that nigga asked me that. He came and flashed that shit. I didn't even think that he was going to ask me that. But he was like, where did you get this weed from? And why would you even ask me that? Because you want to go because he thought that I was going to snitch on the weed spot. Fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck you thought I was going to do. Huh? Come on. Where you get it from? A white boy on a bike. I want y'all to think objectively. Please don't go along to get along. I want you to think objectively. I want you to be able, and I don't want you to think like me. If you disagree, disagree. But with the way that I'm looking at it is, this is messed up that Tyre went through this, right? But he contributed to his demise. He contributed to it. Typically, when you resist arrest, not only did he resist by not getting on the ground, yo, you know what's so crazy? What if he never got up and ran? See, the what ifs is over now, right? But what if he didn't get up and it was just, he was right there. He wasn't even doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Let's see. I bet Houston too. I get it. Not all are bad. I get that. I've seen it from both. They continue to beat that those men are cowards. This is bullshit because it was 5 against 1. But Kansas City lady, what I want to tell you, he still resisted arrest. Kansas City, I'm not condoning his, I'm not saying that he should be gone or anything like that, but he contributed. Kansas City, is this year? I want to ask you. And obviously, see, I don't even think that this is fully right because I think that this man was struggling from something. But that's the reason why I mentioned earlier that people should have evaluations before even getting behind the wheel. Because if you have certain, like, for real, because maybe he shouldn't have been driving. If you're just going to get out your car and run, I guarantee you, based off of what they said about this man, he goes to work every day. He goes to Starbucks and shows up and they said that he was a very colorful person, free spirit. Who knows? Who knows? The truth. Hopefully we'll learn more if the family chooses to share it. But I think something was going on upstairs to cause a person. That man probably ain't even have no criminal record, but we don't know that. I'm just assuming. See, I don't know that. He had a child though. I don't know his criminal record or anything like that. And I don't think that's relevant now because he's gone. But what I'm saying is that either was he running because he was running away from something and he didn't want to get caught, or was he just running because he was in his mind, it was the police. Oh shit. A lot of people, they play these video games and they morph into different things in their mind. They be like, I'm gonna run to get away. Boom, boom, boom. I got away from them. Like, even the way that he ran from them, it was kind of like childish and like, why did he do that? Come on, these are the police. They told you to get down. This was before they kicked them. They said, get on your stomach. We gotta play that back. We got to play it back because we got to open our minds up, and we're not condoning it. We're not supporting it.
Shut the fuck up. See, wipe your hey.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand.
You might get sprayed again. Hey. Hey, Mike. Hey, bro. Watch out. Watch out.
I don't know if I can do that. Whew.
29:30, we see him. We're on foot pursuit southbound on Ross.
All right. I don't want to play that full 43-minute clip. So what's this? So the 5th officer, Demetrius Haley, has not paid his $350,000 bond and remains in jail. I'm gonna be honest with you. They have crooked cops everywhere and people who do things. Um, You can't say anything about nobody. I was just like, you ever do this? Like, I'm looking at their pictures. I'm just trying to see like what type of individuals, but you can't judge a person. Like, I don't know, because if I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but I feel like it was just a day on the job and that shit just went left. Like, because if these black men was gunned down by somebody, like, yo, I just can't, like, it's too easy for me to just think the way that everybody else thinks. It's too easy. And it's unfortunate that this shit happened. It's unfortunate. I think that's pretty much it. I think I've given my commentary on it. Like, I can't say anything because I feel like it's a sensitive topic, but I felt like you understand what I meant from the beginning of this video. To, like, if you have little boys, let me tell you something. Please let them know that. Let them know how to conduct themselves around the police. My mother didn't even tell me that. My father ain't even tell me that. But my grandfather, he made sure. Don't you say nothing. Don't you argue with them. You don't say nothing. And that was my message that I got. And it damn sure wasn't to run out of no damn car. But I think that is something that he's going through where he couldn't help that. The police officers are not going to see that in the moment where a person is running. Maybe they I don't know. Are they trained to notice that? Like, I'm tired of watching shit like this. It's just a Friday night movie premiere. Damn, crafty queen. Oh, man. So let me see. Hold on 1 second. How do y'all feel about that? Do you feel like, how do you feel about my opinion? I really want one of y'all to come up here, but see, y'all be nervous when I be dropping the link. Y'all don't be want to come up here and chit chat, but I really want to hear what somebody feels about this, because how do you feel about my opinion about it? Do you feel like I'm way off? Do you feel like I'm way off? Do you not feel like he contributed to anything? Like, this is the thing. Maybe they didn't think they was going to kill him. Like, I don't think they thought, nope, I don't think that. I don't think those black men thought that they was going to do that, because I don't think that they would have wanted to kill him. No, I don't think that they wanted to kill him. I don't think that they should go to prison. I don't. I feel like they was on the job in the field that they're in. When people act like that, if these were white officers, they would have GoFundMes with hundreds of thousands of dollars for legal fees. I'm sorry. I'm on that. Like, no. And you can dislike and you can unsubscribe. So, yeah, I put the link in the comments so you can come up, Lacey, and let me know how you feel about it. Because I just want to, like, pick somebody's mind, because we have to look at everything. Everything, every action has a reaction. It's sad. Yeah. So smiley face 95. I want to. All right. Yeah, I want to know what somebody feels about the way about my perspective on it. Do you feel like I'm being cold-hearted? Do you feel like fuck that? They murdered him. I don't think they wanted to. I don't think that these black men did that. I think that they were on the job. They chased this man down. He resisted arrest. If you want to be fair, my nigga. Now, maybe the cops, you don't know what the white cops would have did, but guaranteed, let's be fair and go back to that video when they was telling him to get down several times. They was honestly being very fair with him. When he ran away, they was trying to tase him. They couldn't even tase the nigga. They had to chase. Yo, he ran. It was almost like he was in a super, you know what? Let's warp into this sometimes, because sometimes you can miss a mark by not even thinking the way that a person could possibly think. In my mind, I feel like he felt like he was in a video game or something. Like he just like he just was getting away from the cops and he was running. And even what he was saying, like, let's see. No way he should have had a broken neck, dialysis, and brain swelling, resisting arrest. Okay, fine. Fleeing. Okay, both are misdemeanors. Yes, some responsibility lies on him, but it was still too much. I could understand that. I can understand that. Now, let me tell you this: with the nature of men, right, being police officers, and you giving this listen, I felt like, so that's why I told that story about police officers like pulling me over, black ones. Like I got pulled over maybe 2 times in this city by black police officers, and they both was on motorcycles. Yeah, definitely had no insurance. That's typically when you don't have no insurance, your car get towed. Them niggas let me go. I'm telling you, they be showing love. They show love. And I think that they were being fair to them. I think that they were being fair. Let's see. What were your thoughts on the Kyle Rittenhouse case? I disagree with your opinion. I'll save that for another time, Simone. So I disagree with your opinion, but we all have our own opinions. Don't tell us to leave the channel, LeBron. Tonight is hard. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you, like, some people, when you do stuff like this and they feel like, oh, you don't see things the way that I do, they'll unsubscribe. Like I told you when I did that Tory Lanez video, and I had not talked about it, but I lost 40 subscribers. But it's okay because I'll drop 2 videos and get all of that shit back. Like, so it don't even really matter. Not saying that people are disposable, but if you feel that petty to unsubscribe from a person because they don't understand your viewpoint, then just do it. So let me add Lacey Star up real quick. What's up, Lacey?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So let me tell you this. Let's get into it.
All right.
So I agree with your opinion on the police officers, how this is like a regular police stop for them, but it's a difference because they're in a dangerous field. They don't know what this guy got on them. They were patient with him. They chased him down. They tasered him. Now, were they a bit inept, in my opinion? Yes, they were. Did they need some more training? Hell yeah. Because if you got like 5 of you and 1 dude, you're mad dumb. Especially if this dude has now proven he doesn't have anything on him, like he would have used as a weapon. Like, why couldn't y'all arrest him? It seems a little bit negligent. Well, it is negligent, period, because the guy's dead now. Right. I don't know how he got a fractured spinal cord. That takes a lot of force right there in order for that to happen. So I can't really excuse that.
Pause right there, though. You know, when I heard about that, when they said that, I thought about Shanquella. And I said, maybe they just stomped and just like I thought about that for some reason. You know, I was like, maybe, like they used some force. But I wanted also, when you just said right now, you said, why didn't they arrest him? But he resisted arrest 2 times. Like, well, what's he resisted arrest. They was being fair to him. Like, it's horrible because this is why I keep saying, like, I don't want people to think like, no, this is horrible that he passed away. Excessive force. Yes. But what do you think would have happened if these police officers was white in Memphis, Tennessee? And why were all the officers black? And why wasn't it? Because they don't put no white officers in that area. I guarantee you. I'll let you go.
All right. That might be it. They might have just like, I actually agree with that. I never thought about that because the neighborhood that they were in, they could have just had a lot of black officers in the area. If it was a white officer, honestly, the person would either be A, probably dead, or B, he probably would have gotten arrested, honestly. Because I've noticed that the white officers are more aggressive when need be. Like, because from my perspective, I look at it like this: black officers, all 5 of them black, arresting another black man. Maybe they could tell something wasn't all the way there with his mind, and they're like, look, let's just get the guy to get on his belly, get flat on his stomach. He's not doing that. He's resisting arrest. Taser him. Like, what happened to that one? And this is, forgive me, y'all when I say this, but what happened to that one method where they put their knee in your back and then they, like, what happened to that? Like, what happened to that? Like, was there laziness? Were they trying to be too easy on him?
Lacey,
yeah,
you hit the point, because you know what? I was saying laziness, or they was just not doing it because they was trying to give him a chance. And I felt like I felt like it played a little bit into both of it. I felt like they was being lazy. How did this nigga get up and run like that with 5 of y'all? How did he get up and run?
Thank you. It's like, it's like, come on now. Like, I don't know if there were some white officers there, the guy would be arrested.
Yes.
Maybe he would be dead. Maybe he wouldn't be. Maybe he would have been maced. Like, where's the mace at?
Right. You
Like,
right
come
about
on
that.
now. Where's the mace at? So either they fired him not just only for killing him, but they also fired him for the way they arrested him and not incapacitating. What's the damn word? You know what I'm trying to say? Incapacitating him in the correct manner that goes with protocol. Let's say this guy with a live fire weapon, a hot ass weapon on him. Boom! 2 of them probably would be dead with the way they were fucking arresting him. Oh, excuse my language. I apologize.
Nah,
Sorry.
you good.
Yeah.
You good.
Dead. Like, come on now. This is
Right. So what I was gonna say, because you made me think about that. Like, why didn't they put his knee in his back, right? Because that was extra lazy. Because if they kept telling him get over, somebody should have. If they, they used that force to kick him and stomp him and stuff, right? Why didn't they just use it? Just push him over on his back and just put your damn knee, like, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Like, were they fat and out of shape? Because they were huffing and puffing.
Right.
Either they were huffing and puffing because they were running for a long time, which I highly doubt it, or they were huffing and puffing because they were slacking in the goddamn training field and eat too many fucking donuts and coffee.
Right.
Excuse my language. Sorry, I keep cussing.
No, you good. Do you, baby?
No, I curse naturally when I talk, but I try not to curse too much.
Me too.
But
me too. You good shit. Like,
yeah.
What I want to do is I want to see if I could find that video of that guy huffing and puffing, because at first I thought it was him. Hold on.
Yeah, because he didn't seem like he was huffing and puffing. He just seemed like he was just talking, maybe a little panicked, but just talking. Because if you're listening to it, you can hear the breath is like right on the camera.
Yeah. Do you think
I'm
was
just overtly
mental ailments?
For me, I think he might have been on the spectrum, because I know a lot of people like to go with mental illness, but like, I'll give you an example, right? I have a brother, right? Asperger's, ADHD, certain things he doesn't register, certain things he doesn't think about. So like, to him, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it, but like, I'm gonna do it at my time. Like, what's the rush? Like, even in panic situations, his body kind of shuts down and he shuts himself inside of him. I don't know if that might have been it. Maybe, maybe not. Y'all tell us in the comment section.
Right. Like, what you're saying is basically he didn't know how to process it, like how to handle it, right? So he just shut down.
Yeah, like, even I'm on the spectrum, and I'm like right near the spectrum actually, but like when I had my test done, I was like right at the bottom of the spectrum. Sorry, TMI. But I know for me, because for me, I've been in a lot of confrontations that I was able to like get out of that mind frame of where things are hard for me to process in very fast moments. But I know that looking at my brother, it is very hard for him to process things in fast moments. And he's like a fully grown 18-year-old, very intelligent person. But there are still some things that even we have to continue to teach him and show him. So maybe that was the issue with this guy right here, because I'm hearing all these things like, oh, sorry, continue.
No, I was just gonna say that's good. At least y'all still willing to, pour love into him and tell him, hopefully you tell him stuff like related to this, like don't ever run from the police.
Oh yeah, he knows. He knows. And if he doesn't know, maybe after this, I'm gonna just go tell him just to say it, like, because he gets annoyed with me and like, why are you telling me this shit? And I'm like, look, I love you. Shut up.
Right.
I'm telling you this to listen.
Right.
But
So
yeah.
I want to find the video of, hold on a second, because it was the actual, but maybe the video is just too long and I don't want to sit. Hold on, let me just see.
All right.
I want to see, is there a way that I could scroll it on the bottom to, with the neighborhood talk, you got to watch the whole video, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, hold on a second.
We see it. I know. Southbound on Ross.
This is too much. You don't think?
And I've watched fat officers running after people in my own hometown. They still let them fat officers on the force walk around. Yeah. And I'm like, they need to be on the desk work, honey. Like, either put them on desk work and a diet plan. Not trying to come for them, because I got family members in the police force, but like, hey, even my mom's in the military. And even she is slightly overweight. But let me tell you something. If need be, she can do that 20-mile swim. She's in the Navy.
Damn.
They need to up their training again. 20-mile swim, 15-mile run. Oh, yeah. And if you didn't think she's fast, let me tell you, that short ass woman is fast as fuck. I will never play tag with her again. Ever.
Damn.
I learned that shit a long time ago, early age when I was a kid. Hell, never again.
So listen, honestly, so do
And
you
I'm a
feel like
tall
it's
motherfucker. Sorry.
do
Continue.
you feel like it's too early to judge this? Do you feel like immediately these police officers should go to prison and serve time?
I don't think they should go to prison and serve time. They should be taken off the force with unpaid suspension, and there should be a thorough investigation of what's going on from both sides. And they need to do a background history on the boy himself. What's this guy's name again? I'm sorry. Forgive me. I don't even remember his name. Nichols. There we go. Tyre Nichols.
Yes.
They need to do a thorough background on him, his mental
But thorough for
health.
what? But why?
I
What do
want
you
to
mean
say
when you say thorough?
thorough, like friends, family. What was his mannerisms? Y'all saying that he was a light, bright, good soul, very intelligent. Why wasn't he intelligent enough to remember that, hey, when police officers are saying get on your stomach, get on your stomach? He had a reason to resist in his mind. I don't know why.
Right.
Sometimes, like, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of something. This happened a long time ago. I ain't gonna put all my family business out there. But let's just say this. My cousin was in a situation because he does certain things, right? Police were running by. You know what he did? This dumb dude decides to just park the car, run. Like, police weren't even worried about him. Just drop the car and run because he was so paranoid. And the police arrested him because they're like, you ran for something.
Oh, right.
You saw us and you ran.
What you saying?
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying because listen, a situation like that almost happened to me because what happened is that I was driving in this area around where I'm at, and it was a police officer that was in the next lane, so I kept hitting my brake because I wanted to get over, but I really wanted to get away from him. But it was a black police officer, so when I kept hitting my brake, he kept hitting his brake, so he kept looking at me. But once I got over, like. I was like, damn, yeah, you kind of making yourself hot. I should have just kept going. But he ain't fuck with me. He just kept hitting his brake, but he looked at me. He pulled up to me like, why are you hitting your brake for? I didn't get pulled over. See, I love the area that I'm in because a lot of the cops are really like their culture, like around here. You very rarely. I'm not saying that there's no stories of police taking out people in Houston. Of course, I'm sure. I've only been here 7 years, so I'm sure that there's different. But what I'm trying to say is it's a very diverse place. Like I got pulled over before, no insurance, black police officers, white police officers. Like no, they don't. It's just different. Like I feel it's also in your nature too. What you got going on. If they pull you over and you listen, my grand, like I said, he taught me, give your license and registration. Don't speak much. That's it.
Yeah, like even I once.
Sometimes.
I never lied to a police officer before. Well, no, actually, you know what? NA. No comment on that. No comment. Let me. No comment.
But listen. Well, what I'm gonna say is I've lied to a police officer before in this way. I've lied to them like I got pulled over for speeding, and I said, "Officer, I said I'm really trying to get to this job interview. Them niggas let me go. As long as they run your shit and you ain't got no warrant, he'd be like, go ahead, get to your job interview." I did that shit multiple times. They human beings too. Now, if you pull them over, if they pull you over and your car smell like weed, and then you looking suspicious. No, I don't look suspicious. No, they pull me over, and I'd be like, I'm trying to get to a job interview. I remember that shit happened to me. I got caught and they pulled me over. That shit was petty. I was only doing like 68, but I think the limit where I was at. But what I'm saying is like, I will lie to get at it. I'm like, I'm trying to get to a job interview. I really need this job. And they'd be like, let me get you out of here. Let me just run your stuff. Boom. No ticket. Take this as a warning. And white officers did that to me before too. It's all about, that's what I'm saying. Like these officers have a job to do. And a lot of them use excessive force, right? But what do you think the results are going to be when a person resists arrest and then they got to chase you down? Like they gave them a chance. Like this nigga, like you said, they was probably overweight, out of shape.
Probably crazed in days from running too much, not having it together.
Handcuffs and right?
Yeah.
So Princess. Princess Smokers Hunter said in the comments, she said handcuffs, Miranda rights, simple, right? But Princess, what I think happened is they couldn't even get them handcuffed because they was being lazy. I'm happy that you pointed that out, Lacey, because I was thinking, I was like, yo, why didn't they do? Because they was being lazy. They didn't want to get down on the ground. They was like, this nigga just gonna listen to us because he black. I'm telling you, that probably played, and they could have really went hard on him the first time he resisted. They really gave him a chance. Let's go back to the shade room. They really did give him a chance. Hold on.
And don't get me wrong, this is a brother of ours, yes, but at the end of the day, I'm like, look, as police officers, I know that we have an issue with the boys in blue, but straight on the dot, like, you're putting your life on the line. Like, you don't go soft the first time, especially when it's someone resisting arrest and you're trying to get them on the ground. You get their ass on the ground. You don't play around. Like, don't play around. That wasn't in your training. You know for a fact, if you were to take it easy on another person, in this case, none of them died. Well, the guy died. Let's say if the guy lived and all that kind of stuff, you know, wishful thinking. But let's say if it was a different case that they were in. And guess what? One of them would have gotten killed. So either A, they've done this before where they've arrested people in a lazy manner and they just got so comfortable with it. Like, oh, nothing's going to happen. He's not like a live wire. Guess what? He was a live wire. 5 of them. Everyone's acting like they're stupid, like chickens with their heads cut off. And guess what? They ended up killing the man. And it's sad as hell. Like, it's just terrible. And it hurts my heart. It really does. Because, like, mind you, I have a cousin that gets in a lot of trouble. That could easily be him right there. Easily.
Right.
At least my cousin is smart enough to know, like, when he's covered, and he had police dogs chase him down too, you know, whenever he's, like, cornered and they're like, look, we're going to shoot if you don't get on the ground, he has enough intelligence to just take the charge. Take the charge, go to jail.
Right. And we talking about Memphis, Tennessee. How often and how much do we hear about, you know, things that I feel like they were trying to be fair. They was being fucking lazy. And like you said, it's a culmination of things, but nah, I'm standing on the side of these officers where I feel like it's unfortunate. Look, they just got to carry you. They're going to have to move and get out the city. But like you said, I think you said, you know, they're going to, you know, look into the history of the guy and, you know, you know, his background or whatever. Yeah, I don't know why he ran away. Are you trying to say, like, does he have any open warrants or anything like that, or anything you mean, or everything?
I would just everything in general, like open warrants, past history with the police. Has he had arrested before in the past? Mental temperament. Has he had any issues with, like, spouses or anything? Is the family hiding something? Because I know, like, in the families, like, you know, black families, if they would rather keep it up front, and mind you, they lost a son. They lost a son, a brother, a child. I never want to take that from them. They already had him taken away. Hear the sincerity in my voice and know that I'm being so honest with you that when I say this, what was I trying to say? God damn it. So, what I was trying to basically say is, darn it, I literally lost it. What the hell?
You was talking about black families and
there we go. Black families, they like to hide things. They like to try to keep up a strong front, especially in bad situations like this.
Let me tell you this. When you told me that, well, when my grandfather passed away, my mother, the first time she told me that, her stepbrother had touched her and her sister when they was little girls. So you imagine how many years she held that in. I don't know. She told me that. My mother told me that in the parking lot of my grandfather's funeral. So I just said that real quick because that is true. Because I felt like, how many years did she hold that in? I never thought my mother been through anything like that. Yep. And now I understand why, you know, they have this temperament towards my uncle. So yeah. Go ahead.
Because you never really know, like,
shit under the rug.
Yes, they keep things under the rug because they want to save face, especially in a situation when it's cops versus a black person. They're not even looking at the fact that these cops are black men and the fact that they were lazy and incompetent as well, because they were, and out of shape. They need to work on that for real. Like, let me tell you about, you know what, no, we're going to get to that later. We'll get to that later. A lot of people in the Black community, in dark situations like this, they will put up a solid front, make the person seem, they will highlight all the good that the person is. Because guess what? That's what the media wants to hear. That's what the family wants the media to hear. They want you to hear the best in the person. I'll give you an example. My grandfather, I can say this to my mother right now, so I have no issue saying this online. So just know when I'm saying this, I can say it to my mom's face and his face. I've said it to his face several times. My grandfather was an abusive man. He was a good man. He did a lot of good things for us, provided for us, made sure we had food, all kind of stuff. But he did the basic things that my father should have done, mind you, because he took on the responsibility of the father figure. But he did a lot of abusive things in his elder age to us. Up until when I was in high school, he still used to call me B words, H words, whore. He used to curse me out, even when I was the one helping him take his medication, feeding him, helping my Aunt Stephanie feed him, and taking care and cleaning his bed. I was still that bitch on the street. He cussed me out like I was an N-word on the street.
Damn.
And I'm like, you know what? And I even confronted him a few times about this. You are not a good man. You are uncle. I love you because I have to love you. You know, you're my only father figure. Just, he was a bastard. And people, I guarantee you, when they write that damn eulogy, because he's not dead yet, he's decrepit right now, dealing with dementia and Alzheimer's. When they write that eulogy for his funeral, they're not going to talk about any of the good. They're not going to talk about any of the bad. They'll just say the good, like that. Like they'll put the beautiful mosaic glass frame with his picture on it to highlight all the good, but they won't get into the bad of this person. Same thing with my dead cousin. Yep, they never do.
That is so true. And you know, not saying that Tyre was a bad person, because you know somebody else is bad. Like, oh, y'all saying this? You know, I really don't care what anybody says.
No,
like, because I already know that my opinion. Right.
Like, come on now. Whoever's doing that, you're mad dumb. Like, come on now. Use your common sense.
Right, but a lot of people are not open. I think that a lot of people are hoodwinked and they don't really know how to see outside of a thing where they just be like, oh, it's just the police. They did us wrong, but they won't see this right now. He's running right now.
Yeah.
He was lucky that they treated him. Yo, they like right here. Why didn't they just, how did he get out of this position right here? Are you looking at
They
this?
let him up. Yeah, I'm looking at the screen.
They was being nice to this man. And then they had to step it up a notch when they caught him.
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas would have had guns if they was white men. Fuck a taser. He still got away.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Smiley, you're smart. They never said anything about the 2 fire department people and why they got fired. Maybe they had something to do with it, too.
Oh, have they said
like maybe they're the ones who really injured the person? Because I don't know. Because in the footage that they had, and maybe they didn't release all the footage yet because the guy still got up and ran away. So we're still missing some footage. But did the police officers not the police officers, did the fire department cause any harm to the guy as well? If so, why were they dismissed? Why were they fired?
I think I just seen something. Somebody told me to go to Hollywood on Lock. I think I just seen something. They said 2. Hold on. Let me go to Hollywood Unlocked. They said something about 2.
By the way, this is why I like listening to you. I like listening to people with different opinions than I do. Because you know what? They continue. And I'm someone who used to always be like this as a kid. I would always play devil advocate. I would always look at things at every angle because I'm an overthinker. I know I told y'all about this before.
Right.
Maybe you don't remember. Mental illness, you know, a ruminator. Even without the mental illness, I've always been an overthinker. I overthink things. I overanalyze things. I was that kid watching Snap, the whole criminal shows, not the fake ones, but like with Ice Cube, is that his name? Not the fake ones with Ice Cube, whatever his name is. Sorry, don't come at me, rap fans. But the guys with like the real cute, like Snap. Like ID. You know, I would listen to those things. I would listen to things officers used to tell me. Because, you know, a lot of my grandfather, like I said, he was popular in our town. He was very popular in our town. Like almost every single mayor knew him on a personal level. They would come to our house and talk. And honestly, I would listen in and listen to the different perspectives that people had. Like, it was rare for me to come out and say my own opinion because I would just be listening to people. And I would go by the facts. I would go by the facts and then give my opinion. And a lot of people didn't like that because they didn't like when I pointed out the
Right.
facts and then gave my opinion. Because I'm like, look, we got to look at the black and white of it. You know, there are a lot of gray areas, yeah. But the first one that's gonna stand out, we're gonna look at the black and white of it. We're gonna see the writing on the wall. Look at the facts. He did this. She did that. Like,
They're
and
not
then
gonna
we can
talk
go
about
into
that though.
speculation.
They're not
I
gonna talk
know,
about
and
that
that's
though.
like that's so stupid. Like,
They're not gonna talk
ugh,
about
it's
it because
annoying.
it's easier to just be like the police did us wrong, but they ain't look at what we seen and we see. Well, I had it on a different screen. I want to read this now though. So maybe this is what you was talking about, the two deputies. So wait, so statement from the sheriff Bonner. Having watched the video tape for the first time, I have concerns about two deputies who appeared on the scene following the physical confrontation between police Tyre and Nichols. I have launched an internal investigation into the conduct of these deputies to determine what occurred and if any policies were violated. Both of these deputies have been relieved of duty pending the outcome of the administrative investigation. Nah, see, so, But you're right, though. I think it's important for people to think outside of popular opinion, not just to, like you said,
Yeah.
it's good to play devil's advocate. And it's too easy
Yeah.
just to feel and go the way that people feel. Like, yo, I remember one time I had a roommate and this nigga was doing his baby mom so dirty. She had 5 kids by him. And I was just I just didn't know how to be fake in the conversation. Like, like, bro, he said, yeah, my baby mom telling me she dealing with postpartum and all of this. I said, she just had a baby by you in January. Like, based on where I was living with him, I said, she just had a baby. I said, bro, she's a school teacher. She's taking care of all the kids. I said, and honestly, you told me you wasn't even going to be here like that. So you ain't even there like that. And it's like he didn't see what he was doing. He ain't see the contributing factors. I don't ever want to be like that. I don't want to just die from a heart attack and didn't realize I had heart disease. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't do anything to correct it. You know what I mean?
Yep. The
Tyre
same thing.
didn't
I'll give
conduct
you a
himself.
perfect. Yep. I'll give you one real
He
life
didn't
example
conduct.
of myself. Like literally, I vape, I smoke, right? I'm planning to quit soon and then take my health real seriously. But I'm taking the lazy approach and just taking my time. I don't know if the vaping didn't affect my lungs already. The doctors haven't told me anything, but guess what? When I take when I go into that CAT scan, I guarantee it was going to show something. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to hurry up quickly, quit. My doctor gave me some nicotine patches. Sorry if I'm TMI and getting off the space, but that's just a real life example of like, look, consequences to action. You have to take action. When you don't take action, not when you don't take action. When you do certain actions, there are certain consequences to those actions. And the consequence to this action, not a consequence, but the conclusion to this action ended up with the guy dying. 5 police officers, they said spinal cord was broken or disconnected, I believe, which is kind of, was spinal cord cracked? Because I believe if the spinal cord is broken completely, wouldn't the person die immediately?
Yeah, that's like that connects to your brain and everything. It's important. Like, that's
Yeah.
why, yeah. So that's why when that thing happened to Shanquella, it's like I felt that when based off of that fight, they said they broke her neck and she went into seizure and had cardiac arrest. Like, it's just horrible.
Ooh.
It was just horrible. I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine. Yo, if I sleep wrong or don't sleep on my pillow, I wake up, my neck is feeling funny in the car. I'm like, oh, but could you imagine somebody stomping you on your neck?
Oh Lord, that's easy. Like I'm thinking about it now. Like we talk about the girl who fought in the bathroom. Let me tell you, growing up in like little old Louisiana, them girls would always be trying to fight me in the bathroom, and I'm like, no. If you wanna, even my gym teacher told me don't go in that bathroom and fight them, and I said, okay, I'm not gonna do it. Even though a part of me was tempted to do it, the smart part of me was like, don't do it. You're going to be fighting in a closed-in space. You don't know if that girl's going to knock your head against something and kill you. Mind you, I was bigger than her.
Right.
But guess what? She could still get me. Like when you know how it is when you're fighting someone who's shorter than you, they can still kind of get you real good.
Yeah,
And you would
they
have
can
to
work
bend
you.
over them. Yeah. They can work you still.
Yeah.
But yeah. And so I never went in the bathroom with those girls. Like I remember once I just rolled in the bathroom with my best friend Cameron. I saw all them girls in there. Let me tell you, I curved. I U-turned and grabbed my best friend, and her other two friends walked in there. I said, oh, hell no, Cameron. No, we do not play them games here. Because guess what? One of my friend and another girl was beefing, and this was my best friend. So I'd beat a hoe up for her. So they were beefing. And mind you, we're kids. I'm like, look, we don't need to be in that area. Small area, the tension can rise up quick. Like, literally. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. But basically, what I'm trying to say is it really is easy to get hurt. Maybe it was just very easy to get hurt. Maybe he slipped and cracked his behind on something. Not behind. Maybe he slipped in like how when you fall on the, you know how when people crack their necks on the table or coffee tables and stuff like that? Maybe it was something like that. Maybe he just fell wrong on his neck and somebody who was tackling down on him bared upon his body in a certain way that it just caused damage to his spinal cord because he's being pushed into the ground and his body is twisting as he's going down.
Yeah.
But another thing is, Barbie Tings, I agree with you. And I see your perspective because I remember when, like literally, 2 years ago, the police towed my mom's car that I was driving, and I was scared. I was anxious. Even with someone with anxiety, that's diagnosed with anxiety, I was shaking in my darn boots.
I never really felt, to be honest with you, when a lot of the, things were publicized in the media with different incidents with black men in the police, yeah, I did feel a certain way. I didn't want to come in contact with them or anything. But typically when the police pull me over, I don't feel that way because I know that my paperwork is good. And I think that may be a factor for some people when they get pulled over if their paperwork ain't right. I don't know. I think it's a lot of contributing factors. Look at this. I can't ignore this. So again, let me read what hold on one second. You said no, they beat him. Yeah, they did beat him. She said that I really think he felt self-preservation. What do you mean by that? Explain that to me because I'm not fully grasping that. Self-preservation for running? Like he was trying to get away to protect himself? What do you mean by that?
I can probably see that, like running away from pain. They tasered him running away from the pain of the taser, trying to get away, but
oh, Barbie Tings. Oh, let me see, because I read it at the top. You said, LaRon, I think that he was scared. You had 5 big men with guns yelling at you.
That's true.
Right, but let's not just stop there because that's easy. How did you get 5 men outside of your car like that anyway?
That's true.
What led to it? That. We got to think of everything. If this was a routine, it wasn't routine again because he was driving erratically. It wasn't routine. They pulled him over because he was driving erratically. Then he's outside of the car now. Now 5 people are involved. We got to look at everything. If people like to be in these, I know a lot of people like to study cases and shit like that. And if you're looking at it from a legal side, how did he end up outside of that car? It went too far. I ain't never been outside of the car with a police officer ever. The only time when I got into an accident. That's it. This shit is
Here's what I'm thinking. Now, sometimes, like in California out here, mind you, this is Memphis. In California out here, you can have one car and people would still have like the 2 police cars or 3 police cars pulled up at them. And I'm like, why the hell do y'all have this many people here? Like, what the hell? Go do something else. Like, for real. All you need is 2 officers in one car.
It's for a show.
But,
it's for a show.
Yeah. Just for a show of force. Like, that could have been it. Was just very intimidating. Like, I would feel intimidated right there. I'd feel a little scared, especially being a woman, like being pulled over. I'm like, I would feel scared. And guess what? I guess I would think that even with a black man who maybe he didn't have all his papers right, maybe it was something, maybe he didn't have something right. Because if you And mind you, you could still be anxious even when you know you're in the clear. But there was something in that situation. Either he knew he was in the clear and good and just felt so anxious when the police car was pulling him over, or he had done something, or he knew that something was going on, whether he didn't have insurance papers, he didn't have a license, maybe he didn't pull over immediately, and the cops called over another car. Like, there's so many different possibilities. Like, I hope and I know that this guy is dead and the family is saddened, and it literally really does break my heart because that's just another, mind you, I don't know the dude, but that's like another soul on planet Earth just being taken away by force before their time. And it's like, and yes, I am going to classify it as being forced to be taken away before their time, just like how it would be like a car crash and they die. Like a preventable accident, a preventable incident. Sorry, I feel like I'm ranting.
Wait, so Smiley, where's this video at? She said play the video where the officers held him up while the officer punched him several times. I didn't see that. Where did you see that one? I think I did see it, but I feel like I don't think they took it off. Hold on a second. Lacey.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm chilling. I don't have to get in bed until like 10:30. Well, 10:30 out here.
You Central Time?
Yep. California.
Okay. Okay, maybe this is the one.
All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down. Chest up. Please stay on the ground. I'm going to tase you. You don't get on the ground. Lay down. One. Now.
Oh, that was the beginning. We seen that one. Yeah, we seen this post already. I hate seeing certain people. Give me a second.
Maybe we should go on Twitter and look for the video. Let me see on Twitter. Will Twitter probably have the video? Because you know they post everything on Twitter.
Right. Let me look that up. That's a good catch. Give me a second. Let's see. Christian said even if he was being erratic, it shouldn't have led to his death. Their pure disregard for his life and human rights violation. But Christian, first things first, and I would like to ask everybody this: if this was you in this situation, Christian, would you have ran away from the police from a traffic stop? I want you to run these questions through your head. I don't know what you've been told or guided to do if you ever get pulled over by a police officer, but you have to ask this question if it was yourself. The second question I wanted to know about him is what was he dealing with? Like, when I say mental ailments, I'm not talking about like mental illness, like he was like a violent person, but was he dealing with some sort of behavioral issues? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what you were saying, Riley, like you were saying, mentioning he could have possibly been like on the spectrum or something like that. Who knows? Like, was he dealing with any type of behavioral type of things? Because what he did, that is not normal. We can sit up here and we can be upset and saddened that he passed away, but what he did was not normal. Have you ever resisted arrest? Yeah. Have you ever resisted arrest? We all can talk and make it seem like we from the hood and we don't.
And I was arrested in high school.
But resisting arrest is every action has a reaction. There's 4 videos I've seen so far. Oh, you said look on Twitter. Let me search there too.
Like I when I was arrested, I literally proved my innocence beforehand. And like I let them strip search me because they were like, oh, we can't strip search a minor. I'm like, look, I'll do it voluntarily. Like it was over some stupid fish oil they found in my backpack. Country bumpkins. For real. But because their drug dog sniffed it out, and they put me in the back of the police car and they were going to take me down. It took my 2 principal and disciplinary teacher, the vice principal and the disciplinary teacher and the principal, I believe, to convince the cops to let me go. But yeah, it was mad stupid. Like when my mother found out, she worked their ass. She worked them.
Wait, hold on a second. Look at this. So they're having a protest Times Square for Tyre Nichols. Look at what's going on. Hold on.
You're going down everywhere we go. People want to know.
Why is he singing the Tony Tiger song? What the hell? Get off the police cars
Really?
and do peaceful protests. Come on now. Because if they would arrest this dude, then they would be like, oh, we in the wrong. But not to compare it to the Tyrese case, just, like, hey, get this dude off the car. Like, peaceful protest, not deciding to do whatever he's
Damn.
doing.
Hold on. Let's see if other videos they have. That's crazy. You know what? I'm gonna keep my comments to myself because I know that I don't want to offend people. Because I know a lot of people. Let's see. Share the life of Tyre Nichols, not his death. The public execution has been shared, though. Is this Tyre?
Energetic, outgoing, funny, goofy. Always had a smile on his face. He could have gave him the name Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger?
Son, I know everybody say they mother say they had a good son. Everybody's son is good, but my son, he actually was a good boy. My son loved me to death. And
But Christian, the way they were holding his body, they were twisting his body. He was literally like twisting his body. They were trying to push his body down when they held his arm. I remember that in the video. And he's like literally like halfway up and his body was twisted. No, he's laying down and his body's twisted, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hold on.
Maybe I'm wrong, Christian.
Hold on 1 second, because I don't know where this was at. I think this was today. If they did like a press conference or something, I just want to see which. Hold on.
But he did. On a Saturday, my son would wake up. He'd go to Shelby Farms because he liked to skateboard. That was his passion. He's been skating since he was 6 years old. That day, when he left around 3 o'clock, going to Shelby Farms to watch the sunset and take pictures.
I want Tyre to be remembered. It's a great kid. I want kids and other people to know ain't nothing wrong with being yourself. Tyre brought something out of me to make me feel like, hey, you don't have to do that. You don't have to follow a trend to be loved.
I feel like my video is going to get hit with a copyright because this is definitely some sort of documentary style TV. And I feel like I'm going to get hit now.
You can do yourself. You can skateboard, you can ice hockey, you can do whatever.
And you just never know because certain like platforms, they don't even give you a chance. They will just they'll just give you a strike. So But listen, why are they
trying to go home from work?
Why are people? Let me ask you, why do you think people are doing this? Because what I really wanted to say, I'll clean it up. But in that New York, people are rioting in New York over this. It's like, why do you think they're doing that? Do you feel like?
I don't know.
No. Christian, I can tell you what I would do in that situation. If I got pulled over by the police, Christian, I would not get out my car and resist arrest. I wouldn't do that. I can tell you this situation is just crazy. I'm about to just stop sharing this. Because I feel like I don't know. I feel like if I just keep going further and further, it's just gonna, I'm not saying that I care if I turn people off, but I just felt like I've said what I said about it. I appreciate your thoughts on it as well.
Thank you.
I think you can understand where I was coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But something his dad said really pointed out to me. Let me just point this out real quick. He said, "You're not afraid to be who you are." What does that mean? Like,
I even want to dive deep into that. In so many ways, they were saying certain things about him because the people from Starbucks were saying a certain thing, and then the family saying you could be happy and being the way you are. And I don't know. I don't want to brainstorm that though. But you caught on to it though.
Yeah.
You caught on to it.
Yeah, like especially when there's mental illness. I've always was like the popular but weird kid. I wasn't weird. I was actually somewhat popular for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't mess with the main group of popular people.
You talk a lot of shit.
I talk my shit. I'll tell it like it is. I was like, look, you wanna go, we can go, but we can also talk this out. Like, you get to choose, but just know I'm prepared to do both. Like, I was in the hood, honey. Like, mind you, I'm not that hood. I don't want to play like I'm the hood booger, but I'm from the hood, and I grew up in the suburbs as well.
Right.
And I stayed in the house when I was in the hood. I wasn't being trifling like them other kids. My grandma would whip me with the switch if I was. So I had home training. Well, not by the switch,
Right.
just I was taught to be polite and kind and speak properly to people. But
Be a
yeah, I
good
was with the
girl.
shits, man. I wasn't a good girl. I was cussing out people I was cussing out people in middle school, high school. I was cussing out people in elementary school. I cursed out a dude right in front of a teacher just because he was talking some mad shit. And I was like, no, you better sit your fat ass in that chair and stay seated, motherfucker. Don't ever talk to me like that. And my geography teacher was like standing there going like,
You crazy.
like I was with the shits. Like I look back on that and I'm like, damn.
People are attracted to people with those type of personalities. Because one of my friends told me that she's like, you just like me because I be saying crazy shit. But that was one of the reasons why I did like her though, because she would just say some crazy ass shit.
Yeah, I found that's why I'm very likable too in my job. I don't say crazy stuff in my job, but look, like I can't do that in my job at Target, but I be saying little slick stuff when I used to work at a family-owned Mexican restaurant, and people were like, "You're like extra and sassy in a good way," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
So Christian, see, I want Christian to hit the link because you saying that, and I know that you've supported my business a few times too, Christian. You saying that the officers will be held accountable because they're black. If they was white, Blue Lives Matter would be rolled out. So I feel like Christian, just by you saying that, I feel like you understand what happened in this matter. This shit went left. Yes, it went left, but they was actually good to this guy. They actually was too nice because honestly, they should have just they should have just restrained him, like you said, Lacey. Why didn't they restrain him first? They should have just restrained him. He should have never got off that ground with 5 niggas around. No,
I
they
agree.
shouldn't go to prison.
But hey, do you want me to get off to see if someone else wants to get on? Because I know I've been up here like talking.
No, I could get multiple people. I'm just about to end it because ain't nobody else coming up. People are scared, so I really appreciate you coming up here.
I know. You used to be seeing me on like Tasha K, Storm Monroe, Jovi Beauty. Like when I got something to say, I just like to come up and say it. And I know it makes people annoyed, but I'm like, look, I just say my shit.
Nah, I'm never annoyed. I love to speak and converse with people because I don't do that a lot. So I definitely wanted to understand because I wanted to see if you had an opinion that was kind of like, counter of mine because I like to see different people's perspectives. But in the hood, so many people, it's like they all drink the Kool-Aid. They can't see it.
Yeah.
You know how they be saying like, how black women be saying the black men is the white men. They don't see it.
Yeah.
Some shit.
They be trying to act like the white men.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I'll give you this one example, and this is a real life example that I do all the time. I used to do it in high school, middle school, elementary school. Don't be the person that runs toward the fight to watch it happen. Be the person that walks away. Like literally, get up, walk away. Don't even sit there to watch it from a distance. Like, let me tell you, I was that kid who was so unbothered unless you were messing with me. They were like, look, they said T is in her books. Don't mess with T. Because if she gets up and flattens you out, because mind you, I was taller than most of the dudes. I'm like only 5'6". Mind you, most of the dudes were either my height or taller than me or like shorter than me. I still will fight them too. I'm like, look, win or lose, I'm going to fight you. You're going to learn that you can't just come up to me any kind of way. Like, flat out.
Right.
Like, no.
They can't just
like, it's a
handle you any
dub.
type of way. Right. Well, shit, you better be careful nowadays. You know what the stats is. I'm sure you be on these platforms. You know what's happening on ground level. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I be seeing it.
So let me ask you this before we go. So being that you said that and you said you had that type of behavior, was that you then, or is that still your style now? Do you still give it up to dudes like that? Like, I will fight you. Like, do you like those toxic relationships?
Oh no, I'm never in no toxic relationship. I grew up in a military family. I don't have a father in the family, but I grew up with a military mother. She will literally go out of her way to whoop somebody's ass behind me. And let me tell you something. Ever since I said this in high school. I said this in high school in front of the principal, in front of the superintendent. I am not joking with you guys. Like, you can call I could call my best friend right now, and Louise, well, no, she'd probably be asleep. But I can that's my brother yelling at his game in the background. If you can hear him, I'm sorry. My Literally, I can call up anyone from my school days. They know. I told them straight up, like, look, if you want to fight me at school, fight me at school. But if you try to stuff anywhere outside of school, you're catching mace. Because you ain't gonna
Damn,
catch
why
these
you ain't gonna
hands.
fight them outside of school?
I could whoop their ass easily. I'm gonna be like a white woman. I told them straight up, I'll be like a white woman. I'll mace you and call the police.
Wait, but why you ain't
Same
want to
thing
fight them
today.
outside of school?
I was once given a warning by my grandfather that said, I actually don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe because I was deceived. I was a little vicious. I'm kind of a vicious bitch. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to fighting, I'm vicious. I really am. Like, it's either I make sure I fight you straight up. But them girls like to jump though. That was the thing. They'll be ready to jump you. That was my
And
main
you
thing
grew up in
right there. Like,
California?
oh no, I grew up in Louisiana and California. They were pussy out here in California. I ain't gonna lie to you. They didn't want to mess with a street girl. Not a street girl. They didn't want to mess with a country girl like me. Because they didn't know what I could do. Like what? I think in high school I got into one fight, middle school one fight, and then growing up, I used to get beat up all the time and bullied. So, you know, you just have to build that strong up. You have to build that hard skin, that strong personality. Like, you couldn't be weak among wolves.
Right. What's up, Erica?
And when I,
Oh,
yep.
that's Lacey.
Hi, Erica. I know my voice is so weird. Most people think to myself, I've had people tell me that my voice sounds like it would actually match like my photo. If you get what I mean.
But why you say
Like,
your voice is weird?
I don't know. I think my voice is just high pitched to me. I don't
Let me
like
tell you
listening to my
something.
own voice too much.
Let me tell you something too, because I'm pretty sure you heard my commentary if you ever did that. I don't know, and I don't know if you would get mad at me saying something like that, but I'm one of those people.
Say what you gotta say.
I hate when people do that because it gives people red flags. Like if you were out and you was having like lunch and stuff, or say we was out at brunch and like, you know, and you have a good conversation, you can hold conversation, but say you starting to say stuff like, oh, I hate my voice and like I'm whatever. Like I feel like if you talk and you just have a conversation, I feel like you have those restraints into you where you know where, okay, I'm talking too much. We all have that. It's the people who don't have it, you know? So stop, like, to me, if I could give you advice, like, stop announcing what you feel insecure about. Just work on it silently because, like, no, don't do that because you perfectly fine. Like, you just work on it when you know in your mind, like, okay, let me just catch myself. You don't got to keep saying, like, oh, I'm talking too much or, oh, no, I'm this and don't do that because it's like you leading with that. Fuck that. And the person, you going to fuck around and say that to the person who sees that as a bingo chip and they going to fucking rock you. They be like, oh, okay, so I could fuck with her a little bit. She keeps saying this shit, so I know I could get in her mind and fucking work her. No, don't lead with that. Nope. No. Don't say you hate your fucking voice. Start listening to your voice more. Like, I don't like
I know, and like
because it's
I'm gonna start streaming soon, so I need to like do that better. But the main reason why I have an issue, and sorry to cut you off. Sorry, you know, continue first.
No, I was done.
Oh, sorry. And I know it sounds like I say sorry a lot, but most of the time I really don't. I'm just like, I promise you, I don't say sorry as much as I'm doing it right now. I really don't. Especially when I'm with family, I'm like, look, I said what I said. Even in public, I'm like, look, I said what I said. You know, like, hey, I'll say it politely because I know how to be direct without being a B word. But the main reason why I would say that is because
just to say you might be that way because it's also due to maybe the way that you was reared. Like I had to realize, like, but you know, everybody is reared differently. Like me growing up, myself growing up, I could say anything that I wanted to growing up. I could curse if I wanted to. Like, of course, around my brothers and do so. We have freedom, autonomy. Like I wasn't like, that's why I don't like when people treat me like that, like suppress me. So I never was told like you talk too much or you do whatever. Like, no, just get your shit off. So you gotta like, yeah, you got to release those shackles of your childhood and try to heal whatever it is because you're an adult now. You can't operate like that. That's bullshit. So,
I try to do that. Like, and I normally don't say it out loud. Like, the main reason why I say it is because, like, literally growing up, I would be that one kid that, like, I would start talking, right? And I'm just having a peaceful conversation with somebody. we're going back and forth, and then I find myself giving this long, not a lecture, but like a long soliloquy, which is similar to a lecture. And then I would have people like, I wouldn't notice it right away, but I would have people like tuned into what I'm saying and eyes on me, right? And then I would find myself talking for a long period of time, for a long stretch of time. Mind you, it wouldn't even be a long stretch of time. It would be maybe 10, 15 minutes, not 15, 10 to 5 minutes, right? And I would say, you know what? Someone else say something. Like, I'm tired of hearing my own voice. And I would say that too sometimes when I had to repeat things to friends all the time. And I'm like, look, I said this at least more than 3 times. I'm tired of hearing my voice about it. Ask somebody else, like, for real. But that's where that really comes from. So let me tell you something. I would have friends that would come up with the same old drama.
Hold on. Let me just say this, though. I feel like this, when you're having a conversation with a person, right? And this is where you have to kind of like learn to tap in, because I've had people who I met was like that. And it's like, when you have conversations with them, they will wear you the fuck out. And you'll be like, damn, that was just a lot. I feel like you got to turn on them internal, like, okay, if you've been talking, especially if you stay in on course, and like, say we talking about, yo, I want to make pizza tonight. And then before you know it, I always switch the conversation and I'm talking about something else. It's just not relevant. Like, you know, I feel like you got to kind of click, because I can go like that really quick, where I be talking about something, and the next thing you know, I'm talking about fucking ginger ale, uncrushed ice, and how I only really love Canada Dry. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I do that shit, but I do it when I'm unorthodox. But when I'm having a focused conversation, I just feel like when you having a focused conversation, just try to stay and try to be potent on your thoughts and your comments on that, because a lot of people, they be like, damn, like, you just told me about how your dryer broke and you couldn't dry, and you went to the laundromat, now you making spaghetti, and now you missed your doctor appointment. It's like you ain't break in between any of it. So you just gotta listen to the response too. Like, that's important.
I realize that, like, when I'm talking with my therapist, like, literally, that's how we talk. Like, we switch from topic to topic, and it just runs so smoothly. Like, I don't even have that when I'm talking to my therapist or anything like that. You know, like,
it's good that you in therapy, because you know, at least you're doing the work.
Oh yeah, like, look, we're breaking chains. We're breaking chains and shackles in this household. That's something that me and my siblings are working on a lot. Like, my sister's even in therapy too, especially after COVID and the pandemic. Yeah. Because we did have a slightly abusive childhood. Mind you, our family loved us. We loved them. But we did have a slightly abusive childhood, and we have to work through it.
Right. How old are you?
I'm 24. I'm gonna be 25 this year in March.
Young. You're a baby still. Yeah, you got your. Yeah,
I know.
I feel like the younger you are, though, like, you just gotta really just live in the now and stop being so hard on yourself, like, and stop announcing shit. Like, it is what it is. It's like, you know, just have those internal things where you be like, okay, like, am I going off topic? But don't announce that shit, because if you keep doing that, it's gonna annoy people. Like, why she keep announcing that? Just cut it. Just cut it.
Yeah.
If you know that you're doing something, just stop announcing it, because to a person, but you're still young. You're not in your 30s. Like, you young as hell. So shit, what they say, that your brain doesn't even fully form until you're 25. Like, shit. So you're still young. And you know, you'll be good, because you sound like you, even when if you feel like you're doing something, you catch yourself. But just stop announcing it, because people be like, damn, why she keep doing that? Like, what the fuck? No, just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes I do announce, like, when I'm ready to switch the conversation and the subject, because I'm like, look, we're off topic now. We got to go back to topic. Like, no. Because I have people who do that a lot, and I'm really organized when I talk sometimes, because especially when I'm having a conversation with multiple people, and I want to know if this is rude. Like, let's say someone asks a bunch of questions. No, let's say people are asking me different questions at the same time, and the questions gradually move on to different topics, and I answer all the topics, and I go back to the main topic that we started as. Is that rude or not?
How are you doing it?
Like, I do it in a polite way. Like, I start by answering, like, the last question somebody asked me, and I try to gradually move it back to the main topic. But at the same time, I would do that just to make sure I answer everyone else's questions. And then I would say, okay, but like I would go back to the last question someone asked me, and I would bring up a question or a point from that, and I would say, I wouldn't say anything. I would just let the conversation move to the next topic if it was meant to move to the next topic or not.
Right. I mean, if it's all relevant, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, we all have our own style and the way, approach. But are you talking about like if you speak? I don't understand. Like you speaking to multiple people and somebody asks you a question, be like, yeah, like so somebody be like, hey, are you going out with me tonight? And then somebody be like, yo, are you gonna go get a bottle? I'll be like, I'm not going out tonight, but yeah, we could get a bottle.
Yeah, like that. Hello?
No, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
All right. Also, Erica, it's me, Lacey. I really should say my real name on here, but I really wouldn't mind if people
No,
knew
don't do that.
because
Don't do that.
I shouldn't. No.
Wait, that's
Follow
your
me
real
on
name?
Twitter. No, Lacey's just my nickname. Star is my middle name. So
Right.
yeah.
He said,
Follow
"Will
me
you
on
be?"
Twitter.
Oh, yeah, that's your Twitter as well, Lacey Star. I wonder if do I
Oh
follow
no,
you
it's
on Twitter?
Talashiko.
I do
Talashiko
follow you.
Lacey Star. You do follow me.
Okay, I know I follow Tyler.
Yeah. I'm
I've
always
seen that
liking your
name before.
posts because you speak a lot of
Yeah.
facts.
Right. So are you a Nicki fan too?
Yes, I'm a Nicki fan. I was that kid when Your Love came out. Every time on the radio, I'm like, Mom, play it, Mom, let it play. And she would get so sick of it, and like I would say, okay, I'll stop asking for it. And when my mom was feeling nice or in a calm mood, she's like, I'll let it play, and I'm like, yay! And I'll just be singing the Your Love and check it out, and my mom would be watching me, making sure I'm not cursing and stuff, and I'm like, yeah. It was so funny.
Damn.
Like,
Okay, so
I would be
15
cursing
years
on the
ago,
low.
if you about to be 25, 15, you was a little girl. Like, damn.
Yes. I was in love with Nicki Minaj. I had my Hot Topic Nicki Minaj t-shirt, and somehow that t-shirt got lost, and it pissed me off immediately, and I was so upset. Because as soon as I saw that Nicki Minaj t-shirt at Hot Topic, I squealed out loud, and the people were looking at me in the store like I was so weird. I grabbed that t-shirt. I went up to my mom. I was like, I want this t-shirt. No, I said, Mom, can I please have this t-shirt? She was like, yes. And I
Damn.
said, thank you. Because I was
See,
a
we
really
should
good kid.
definitely please make sure that you cap that story and remember it because we're gonna have to speak about that on a Nicki live. So I don't want to go off on a tangent because I'm about
All
to wrap
right.
this up anyway.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
up here for two hours, but I appreciate you coming up because you was the only one that was bold enough to get up here and so pat yourself on the back if you feel like you nervous. It's nothing to be nervous about. When I
Oh,
started my
I'm not
channel
nervous.
off, right? You sound like you're a talker. So when I
Oh,
started
yeah.
my channel off, I was a little nervous, but I still fucking did it. And it was just like, even when I still do upload videos, I might say something wrong, but I'll be like, fuck it. Ain't nobody perfect. And who gonna tell me to take it down? Like, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta build on it and just keep going. So I want you to definitely come back another time when I get up here. I'm probably gonna go live
All
over the
right.
weekend, and you can tell me.
I
your
work most of the
feedback.
weekend, but I will see if I can come up, like during my lunch or something.
Okay. All right. Well, it was good speaking with you. I'm about to end the live right now.
All
So
right.
shout out to
Bye.
you
Bye,
again for coming
everyone.
up
Bye,
and
Erica King. Bye, Christian. Bye, Mods. Y'all are cool people. Peace.
Wait, are you a mod? Are you a mod on here?
No.
You're not? Hold on, let me find you because I know you commented. Let me go on there right now and do it. So you said you're about to make your channel too?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my Twitch streaming, and I'm trying to work on YouTube, but I don't know how I'm gonna go about my ideas on YouTube. I'm gonna just start, spitballing them and just doing them. But for Twitch, I'm trying to get my webcam set up, but it keeps acting difficult. So yeah,
What do you want
I'm
to?
trying
What do you want to do? Like, you want to do like music commentary, or like what type of commentary you want to do? Like Black women commentary?
Honestly, I didn't even think to do commentary. I just wanted to play video games, talk my shit, And then I also wanted to do something like book reviews as well and talk about the different books because I'm a book reader. I love books. Like, I literally have a pile of at least 20 plus books that I've bought that I have yet to read because I'm like, oh, I like the look of them and I just like the look of them on my shelf. They look so pretty. I'm looking at them right now.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm about to end the live though right now though. I appreciate you again. So I'll hit you. You'll see me on Twitter. I won't be announcing when I'm going live. I send a notification. Did you get a notification that I was going live tonight?
No, I just saw you were live and I was like 7 minutes in. I was like, yes! Ha! Caught it. You should put the notifications on Twitter as well. That's what I do on my Twitch streaming.
Why they ain't send it out? I did it 30 minutes early. Like, I guess you know what it is though. Some people, if you don't have all notifications on, it's not going to send it to you. So it just depends. I guess this ain't about like what I typically talk about, which is like Nikki and shit like that. So that's why it probably ain't populated like that. But it's all
well,
good.
I do have the all notifications on. It just shows up immediately when I hit the subscription button, and it'll show up immediately like some of the first few things. So I do have that going on for me. But yeah, for the most part, let me get off here. But yeah, it was real cool to talk to you guys. My mom came home, so it doesn't sound like she was about to kill my brother, so that's a good thing. But yeah, it was a pleasure talking to all of you. All of you are so cool. Thank you for complimenting my voice.
Yeah, and we'll definitely talk soon.
Alrighty. Goodbye.
All right. The last thing Pink Barbie Ting said, LaRon, have you ever had somebody approach you with a weird energy or some fight type thing? Because I think that was people are missing. Tyre felt these officers' energy. No, I never had nobody approach me like that, but I just want people to listen. If you catching the video at this point, we 2 hours in, but go back and just listen to what I said. If you disagree, just let me know in the comments. And if you do disagree, tell me why you disagree, and I'll read it and I'll respond to you. But again, I'm about to get up out of here. Shout out to you, Lacey, and I'm out.
Yeah. Peace out, y'all.
All right,
Bye.
good night. Yep.
Good night.